Sometimes we play Idle Heroes on stream. Other times we do dumb stuff. And today on our list of dumb stuff, we're going to be eating every single UK chocolate bar I could possibly get my hands on. And by every single, I mean 67 different types of chocolate, and we're going to be putting them on a tier list. Oh yeah, the winner? Who knows? But either way, I somehow, in my tiny, frail British body, have to make my way through every single one of these chocolate bars. Not all of them, I'm not going to eat every single piece, but I will have a bite out of each to give you a fair test. Because I get a lot of flack for my tier lists, so I think it's about time we did a tier list with empirical evidence. So first on the list, guys, it's the Dairy Milk, a solid classic in British chocolate cuisine. Dairy Milk is solid. It's sweet. It's good. It's just a good chocolate bar. Now, you can't go wrong with a Dairy Milk when you just need some good chocolate. However, it is exceptionally sugary. It is very, very sweet. And I don't think it's quite a delicacy. It's more just a... It is just a chocolate. And I think to start things off, we have to put the milk chocolate, Dairy Milk, in the B tier. Because it is the quintessential, this is chocolate. And everything is either better or worse than Dairy Milk. So Dairy Milk is the middle ranked chocolate. However, Dairy Milk just doesn't come as Dairy Milk. It comes infused with other things. Dairy Milk Oreo. First impression, it's thicker than a normal Dairy Milk. It's got a lot more sustenance to it. Oh. See, the thing is, Oreos taste really good. And Dairy Milk is good chocolate. I don't know if they belong together. I can't describe it. It's like an off milky sourness. It's like the way this is textured, if you just look, it's just full of Oreo filling, but it's slightly off-coloured. It's not like normal Oreo filling. It's not as good as an Oreo. And because I know an Oreo is high grade, I just can't give the Dairy Milk Oreo as high a mark as the normal Dairy Milk. Rogue decision, but it's going to be an early C tier from me, I think. I've never actually had Dairy Milk Fruit and Nut. So this is going to be an all-time first. Oh, they weren't kidding. There's definitely fruit and nut in there. There's this weird gooiness of the fruit that gets stuck in your teeth, but then you've got to chew the nut at the same time, and it's just... Oh, it's too much... It's too much texture. That's not what you want. It's not a pleasant mouthful. Like, raisins and dried cranberries are lovely. And chewing on some nuts are great on their own, because a lot of people have nuts for the texture, but with chocolate... Oh, that doesn't do anything for me. That's a D tier right there. That's garbage. Because fruit's fine, nuts fine. But encased in a chocky bar, I just want a chocky bar. I don't want to ruin that with trail mix and healthy food. But here we go. This little capsule contains a lovely, glistening symphony of caramel. Is it better than a normal Dairy Milk, though? Let's find out. The caramel in a Dairy Milk caramel is so smooth. It's like velvet on the tongue. That is just Dairy Milk, but better. That is our first A-tier chocolate. So if you want a king of girthy chocolate, the Yorkie bar is the one to go for. This is traditional, geometric, chunky boy. Look at that. That is a chunk of good chocolate. It's just hefty, proper choc. So let's see how a Yorkie holds up compared to the Dairy Milk. Ah, did you hear that snap? It's much more firm. It's still very sweet. It's exceptionally sweet. It's quite sickly, in fact. But it's got a good crunch to it. The flavour is much more deeper, I think, than a Dairy Milk. A Dairy Milk is very sweet and happy and quite childish. Whereas a Yorkie is much more robust. It's got a dark, cocoa-y hue to it. But it's not like dark chocolate. It's just a slightly richer chocolate. That richness of the depth of the cocoa that kind of pushes away from the sweetness. Even though it's got a sickly aftertaste, the immediate flavor is darker, so I think it is slightly better than a Dairy Milk. Yorkie Raisin and Biscuit. I think this is better than a normal Yorkie. Because the problem with the normal Yorkie is it was too rich. And it was a big chunky bit of chocolate. Whereas the crunchiness of the biscuit, and it's not unpleasant like a nut texture, it doesn't get stuck and give you that weird kind of strange membrane separation in your teeth that happens whenever you eat a nut. Because it's biscuit, it's got this nice, pleasant crunch. It's almost like short crust. It's very nice. And then the raisin just gives that little chewiness to it. See, I've even got a bit of raisin in my tooth right now, which sits there. And then the raisin detracts from the really sickly aftertaste because the sourness of the raisin complements the sweetness. I don't think it's A tier, but I think it's above the Yorkie and the Dairy Milk. I think it's definitely a solid B tier choice. Next up is a classic amongst any Brit. This is a legendary piece of candy. It is the Freddo. This little fella has been a price point for British currency. How is the British economy doing? The question is how much is a Freddo? This fella, that's how much chocolate you get. Not a lot. This little frog with his little face. Look at him. Look at him there. But the whole point of this is it's just a tasty little chocolate treat. But is it good? That is the question. No, in the bin. It's just a crap Dairy Milk. You get less chocolate, and it's cheaper quality. Freddo is C tier at best. I think we have another chocolate that's not going to perform very well. It is the Milky Bar. Now, if you know what a Milky Bar is, guys, for those of you from abroad that don't know what a Milky Bar is, it is simply a cheap piece of white chocolate with little spaceship pictures on. The amount of effort they go. You know a chocolate bar is going to be not very good when they spend more time trying to put a little pattern on it than they do in putting into their flavor. If it's a chocolate bar that looks like a frog, clearly it's going to taste not as good as a normal chocolate bar. If it's a chocolate bar that has a little space mural on it, is it going to taste any good? It is just typical, really bland, sugary white chocolate. It's just solidified sugary milk. I would rather a fruit and nut. That's getting a D tier. Not good. Someone at one point in time decided a white chocolate bar was too boring, was too bland. So they decided to infuse it with something that basically, I don't know, maybe they took the chocolate bar to Ibiza for a weekend and it got a tan. It is basically tanned white chocolate. Its flavor, on the other hand, let's give it a little taste. It's such a unique flavor for chocolate. Anything you find that's gold, right? Or Caramac, it's weirdly sweet, but also buttery smooth. There's this butterscotch flavor to it. It makes it way more uplifting than a Milky Bar. Because the Milky Bar is just milk and sugar. Whereas a Caramac has something else. I think it's B tier. I don't think it's as good as the Dairy Milk Caramel. That's the thing. The caramel has this gooey center that's just so lush. It's not as good. Cadburys is back with the classic Bourneville. Dark chocolate, ladies and gentlemen. There's not a lot of dark chocolate entries, actually. Because not a lot of people make dark chocolate. I don't know why. Look at that rich mahogany color. Oh, I can even smell it. It's so good. Dark chocolate. For anyone under the age of like 16, you do not know how good dark chocolate is. And when your taste buds mature and you get used to drinking crap like beer and wine, and you become refined of palate. Oh, listen to that snap. Not wasting my time with milk. There is no dairy. 5-head play. Sugar. Cocoa butter. Cocoa mass. Palm oil. And emulsifiers. That's it. It is just cocoa infused with palm oil. It is a beautiful bar. In fact, this is the epitome of a bar of chocolate. It's like hot chocolate, but solidified. And it sits on your tongue. It's just good. A tier. Easily. It might even be S tier on reflection, but I know we've got some big boys coming up later on. Now, in chat, someone was asking, where is Lindor on this list? Lindor, master chocolatiers, as their advertising tells us. Well, they are here with 4 of their signature bars. This is the Quad Lindor collection. You have regular Lindor. We have Lindor Orange, Lindor Mint, and the one I'm most looking forward to try, which is new in fact, Lindor Salted Caramel. Exciting. Instantly placing it in my mouth. The aroma straight through my nose. Lindor is so unique that anyone who's had it will know what I'm about to say. Or at least know what I mean. It's cold. Even though the bar itself is at room temperature, when it enters your mouth, your tongue just has this chemical reaction that makes it go cold and taste cold. And coldness isn't even a flavor. It's sweet. It has that cocoa-y aftertaste of dark chocolate without being as rich and overwhelming. I think it's everything you want a chocolate bar to be. It breaks the mold. It goes beyond taste to actual physical sensation. We might have our first S-tier bar on our hands, guys. Regular Lindor. It is just legendary. It is the quintessential essence of what milk chocolate should be. Let's see if they can keep up this streak with orange. Now, I know orange for some is disgusting. Other people love it. It's got that same softness on the inside. It's a good bar. Citrusy aroma. Oh, wow. For people that have had chocolate orange and enjoy it, go and find yourself a Lindor Irresistibly Smooth Lindor Orange. Oh, that's better than the Big Daddy bar. Oh, that's insane. There's a whole other degree of sweetness and sourness coming through from the citrus, which just makes the bar so much more uplifting. It's so enriching. Oh, it's a banging bar. That is hard to beat. In fact, I think that's going to knock the normal Lindor bar down. Maybe. I don't know. But, oh, that was God tier. That was absolute God tier. Next up is Lindor Mint. It looks so unsuspect. It's just a normal block of chocolate. Yet you smell it and your sinuses are overwhelmed with this mentholy mintiness. Oh. Oh. Ooh. It's not as good. It's not as good at all. Because mint is so refreshing. Whereas the orange of the Lindt Orange was just so much, it just filled me. The mint just is like, it's like breath of fresh air, but also with chocolate. If that's going to happen, I need something more powerful. It needs to be dark chocolate. If this was dark chocolate and mint, that's a game changer. But it's not. Because it's milk chocolate, I think it underperforms as a mint choc bar. Like when you get mint choc chip ice cream, you want that to have dark chocolate chunks in, not milk chocolate chunks. And so it just doesn't perform the same as I think it could. It's underperforming, and therefore I think it's a B tier bar. I like salted caramel. Oh my word, it's the same again! How do they do this wizardry? It looks exactly like the normal bar. Just different. How is there not a stream of caramel inside? Oh, I can smell it. Oh. Whoa. I'm confused. My mouth is confused. It tasted like caramel, but there was no caramel inside. So my teeth are like, where's the thing I want to chew on? But there was nothing to chew on. It was just chocolate. The problem is, I think they've gone all in with the salted caramel flavour. That it distracts from the sensual sensation that is having a Lindor. The regular bar does it so well. Because it sits on the tongue, it melts, it creates this coolness, and all you can taste is the chocolate. Whereas on this, I've got the saltiness, the caramel, and then that similar sensation, but it's distracted because my tongue's like, ah, but there's salted caramel in here. It's A tier. It's a good chocolate. It's good. But it's not S tier. Next up, we have a legend of the chocolate world. The Terry's Chocolate Orange. This bad boy is wonderful because of how clever it is. If you do this... Ow! Oh, that really hurt! That hurt way more than I remember it hurting. Ah! Oh! Oh! Ow, my brain! It's not even broken. I'll try again on my knee. Ow! That was so stupid. Don't do that at home. Ah, my knee! Why is it so hard? What is this made of? Cement? We have a free piece! Now, it says on this package, it's made with real orange oil. So it's got a zestiness to it. First of all, it's a murder weapon. I'm going to be bruised because of this. Just for the very fact it requires effort to get into. I just want to peel it and go. Also, it's more of a sharing chocolate, which is fine. I don't like sharing, though. That's not nice. Screw sharing. Friends are overrated. Chocolate that puts all its effort into being a gimmick is often not as good as just purely well-crafted chocolate. It's a good chocolate. It's A tier, easily, but it's not S tier. Because it doesn't have the same sensuality as Lindt. And next up, we're on to the wafer stage. That's right, guys. The Kitkat Club. So let me get our contenders for today. We have, first of all, the OG, the Kitkat. 4 fingers of wafery chocolate. Second, we have its big brother, the Kitkat Chunky. Chunky boy. The Kitkat Chunky peanut butter? Interesting choice. And we also have the Kitkat Gold. Caramelize your break. Never tried it. This could be a winner. And finally, a little rogue choice from Tunox. The Caramel Bar. Now this is an old school favourite. This is as British as a chocolate bar can get. Look at that. Look how British it is. The golden red foil. So let's start off with this boy. The Caramel Bar. So refreshingly light. Because it's so airy and fluffy. This is a legend. If you had this in your packed lunch going into school, a Tunox Caramel Bar, you were the coolest kid on the street. Because first of all, most of the kids would have no idea what this is. And then they'd try it, and they'd be very jealous. They were like, damn, that's a chocolate bar. And it's good. The wafer is so delightfully fluffy. Easy A tier. Easy A tier chocky bar. Let's see if the OG Kit Kat can compare. I know people that'll go on a Kit Kat and just nibble the chocolate off the outside. I bet there's some of you in chat that did that as a kid. But let's have a snap. Fairly okay. Let's give it a try. The one problem that Kit Kat has, which the Tunox does so well, like this does it so well, there's just not enough wafer. Like if the centerpiece of your chocolate bar is wafer, why so small? It's a B tier chocolate. It's a good chocolate, but it's B tier. Kit Kat heard my feedback when I said there's not enough wafer. And so they released the Kit Kat Chunky. Oh, you're there. Now that we're talking. Now there's wafer. It has the crisp, girthy, hard chocolate of the Yorkie. In fact, it's made by the same company. But then it's got the light, fluffy... I say light, fluffy. Kit Kat's wafer is dry and packed in there. The Tunox is aerated. But this is a big boy. That is a chocolate bar. It's a good one. Is it good though? I don't know. It's a solid chocolate bar. Question is it A tier? It's not garbage. It's not terrible. It's solid chocolate and wafer. You can't go wrong. But where does it go? Down here? Top of B tier? Is it A tier? It's... The thing is, I cannot place this next to the caramel and to the chocolate orange. I think it's B tier. But now we've got to taste something that I'm not looking forward to. If there's something you need to know about me, I hate peanut butter. I despise it. Yet for some reason, Kitkat decided they'd make a chunky with peanut butter in it. I mean, they must have heard how popular Reese's are across the globe and thought, well, we're going to do the same thing. I don't want to do this, but I have to. It's just so sickly and then earthy, all at the same time. Peanut butter's just bad. And in fact, D tier, just garbage. Garbage. Oh, I need water after that. That's oh. Okay, redeem me. The Kitkat Gold. Look at this bad boy. Look how shiny it is. It's like it's made of solid gold. So let's give it a snap. Oh, that was a good snap. Kitkat doing me proud. Oh, it smells so heavenly. Whew. The butterscotch. It's all happening. It's like the Tunox. It's got that caramel flavor, but with a lingering sense of butterscotch. Wow. Easy A tier. Very good chocolate bar. That's the wafer round. Next, we're going to go with what I want to call the air-rated round. Chocolate that gives you less chocolate than you think you're getting. I think we'll start off with the OG. The flake. Now, the problem with flakes is actually getting in the actual casing is really difficult. Because it's just falling apart. Like, it's literally flaking. Like, look at that. It's just... It's the MDF of chocolate. It is literally MDF. Tastes worse than dairy milk. It's full of gaps. It's impossible to eat. Trash. Flake is garbage. D tier. Terrible chocolate bar. Cadbury's listened to our feedback and they made the twirl. They decided everyone doesn't like how the flake gets everywhere. So let's put a thin layer of chocolate around it. 5 head. More consistent chocolatiness. It's a better bite. It's got more feel to it. I can fling the bar around without worrying it's going to disintegrate all over me. If the flake is the MDF, this is plywood. They actually knew what they were doing when they made this. It has purpose. C tier. Solid. Better than the flake. Still pretty trash, though. I think it's going to get worse from here, though. The Whisper. Because people complained the twirl wasn't big enough. So Cadbury's were like, oh, fine then. We'll make you a big, chunky equivalent. The Whisper Bar. Oh. No, they didn't. Oh, it's got bubbles in. That's interesting. It's actually like a satisfying dairy milk. It's a dairy milk with extra layers. I'm a fan. Beat it. Good job, Whisper. Solid. Better than the Yorkie. Yeah. Good bar. Good choice. Whisper Gold. Upgraded. Better. But still normal looking? What is inside this thing? What makes it gold? It's got a weird bubbliness to it. I'm scared. Is this going to be honeycomb? Like, what am I in for? Whoa! Whoa! Pog! Oh, this is PogChamp. It's got caramel. I've never had a Whisper Gold before. I am surprised. That's bottom of A tier. Good job. You can't have a funny aerated chocolate section without the Aero. Now this is a fan favorite. The Aero. Many kids have fond memories of having an Aero in their mouth. And the trick with the Aero is you're supposed to let it melt. Like, look at the bubbles. They are like space-like. It's almost extraterrestrial. Like tiny little holes in this thing. It's bizarre. And it makes for a really unique tasting experience. The clever thing with Aero, it's weirdly rich. The sugar content doesn't taste very high. It's well balanced. A tier. It's a good one. Can't go wrong with an Aero. Let's see if they continue that with the Peppermint. That is a unique piece of chocolate. There's far less chocolatiness in here and much more mintiness. The problem with the Lindor Mint, Aero's a good bar. But next, we're going to do the chocolate with things and stuff. This is a big section. There's a lot of bars in here. The Mars bar. Chocolate with things and stuff. This is a sickly masterpiece. If you want to get sick, eat a ton of Mars bars. There is a thick, stodgy layer of just molten, gooey, chocolatey nougat. And then on top of that, a sea of overly sugary caramel. All wrapped in sickly milk chocolate. Mars bars, I loved you growing up. But compared to all the other stuff we've had today, it is a poor choice. It's better than a Twirl. It's better than a Freddo. But it's not as good as Dairy Milk Oreo. If you thought the Mars bar got a tough review, you're in store for this bad boy. The Fudge. The Fudge doesn't know what it is. Look at that. That is not fudge. That's just... I don't know what it is. It's bad. Get in the bin. But Toffee Crisp's a solid bar. A tier. Good bar. Is it better than Chocolate Orange? Yes. Good choice. Can't go wrong with the Toffee Crisp, guys. Next up from Cadbury is the Double Decker. This is stodge. Like the Mars bar. It is a thick bar that's doing a lot. Oh my word. I bite into it. And I just sink through whatever's in the top. Crunchiness in the bottom. Nice change of texture. And it's not just a big load of chocolate. It might be a thick, chunky boy. But it's just right. And the nougat has this weirdly aromatic flavor to it. It's up there with the Toffee Crisp. In fact, I think it's better than the Kitkat Gold. Double Decker is a good bar. Okay, the Star Bar. This is something I've never had. It says a chewy cosmos of peanuts and caramel. Oh no. It's a lot of things. It's chewy. It's peanutty. It's caramelly. But is it good? Oh! Oh, peanuts! Oh, getting the... Oh! Oh! Trash! Oh! Oh, it's chewy, so I can't get the peanuts out my mouth. Oh! That is not a good bar. Next we've got the Twix. It's biscuity, caramelly, wrapped in sickly chocolate. Let's try it. This is everything the Mars bar couldn't be. Because the Mars bar, its bottom layer is this thick, gloopy, overly sweet nougat. Whereas a Twix is a simple, refined biscuit. The Twix is good. The Twix is one of the better caramel options you can have. It's up there with the Toffee Crisp. It's a good one. Twix is solid. Next, the Boost. The Cadburys Boost. It's got loads of granulated something in it. The middle of it is so fudgy. But it's so fudgy, it's powdery. It's like chocolate-flavored sand. Encased in caramel. C tier. This chocolate bar is just a turd. Look at it. It is whole peanuts and whole pieces of fruit. I can't believe I have to try this. Oh, I can smell the peanuttiness from here. Oh, and it all just mixes into this really unpleasant, nutty, fruity, sickly, sugary aftertaste. It's not as bad as the Star Bar, but it is down there with the worst of them. That is a bad chocolate bar. And continuing on the chocolate bars with things and stuff, it's the Snicker. Now, I know a lot of you are big fans of the Snicker. A lot of people saying early that this was an S-tier bar. Well, it looks innocent enough. Smooth. But is it delightful? Why would you do that to chocolate? Oh, the whole top layer is just solid peanuts. So I'm trying to enjoy gooey, rich chocolate whilst having dry, bitter gravel in my mouth. Like, I get why the Americans love peanut butter so much. It's because it removes the worst quality of peanuts. The texture, it is the worst chocolate bar. No, it's not. Star Bar's the worst. It's not that I don't like peanuts. I don't want chocolate with my peanuts. Peanuts are a savoury snack. Not a chocolate bar edition. Right, Milky Way. No fuss, no mess, just nougat and chocolate. Uneventful, enjoyable, but I'm not overwhelmed by it. I am just whelmed. It's better than a Mars bar because it doesn't ruin it with super sickliness. You can see the nougat is fluffy. And it's not as bland as a fudge. Like a fudge is just flavourless. It's more squishy. It's gooey. Whereas a fudge is pretty solid. This is everything a fudge should be. This is a solid B-tier chocolate bar. Milky Way is okay. It's not better than a Dairy Milk. But it's okay. We have 2 Chocky bars left now in the chocolate with things and stuff section. The Lion Bar and the Crunchy. Which will win? We'll either win. I have no idea. Let's go with the Lion Bar first. Now, guys, in all fairness, this has peanuts in. Will I like it? Will I hate it? Let's find out. Stevie's saying the white chocolate Lion Bar is pog. It's so pog, it was sold out everywhere. So we just have to go with the normal Lion Bar today. Now that is how you do peanuts. Little bit of peanut, massive bit of wafer. If you're gonna put something textured in a chocolate bar, accompany it with wafer and with crispy biscuity riceness. It's got good wafer. It's a Kit Kat with extra steps. Lower A tier. Would I rather just have a Kit Kat? The fact I'm asking these questions tells me it's B tier. Alright, next up, guys, we have Crunchy. It's like a honeycomb-infused piece of chocolate. It's interesting, it's different, it's special. So let's give it a try. Smells good? Naughty. Look at that. Honeycomb center. It's an easy A. It is a solid bar. Next, we're going to go with things that are in selection groups. A little bag full of treats. Like the Maltesers. Little mouthful bites of happiness. So let's try a singular Malteser. Crunchy. Light. The Maltesers are a good choice. You can't go wrong. In fact, if you bought someone Maltesers for Christmas, they would not complain. They are a good treat. A Malteser is the king of assorted chocolate. It really defines the rest of this category, I think. Would I have Maltesers over a Bournville? Dark chocolate. Goodness. Tasty, rich flavor. I don't think I would. In fact, I think we have to swap Bournville and Maltesers. I think Bournville is S tier. Dark chocolate is so good that it has to be up top. And the Maltesers rule the A tier. M&M's, the crispy variety. Let's try them. I'll have 1 or 2, just for science. Oh! Oh my word. After the beauty of a Malteser, crispy M&M's, dead in the water. Oh, C tier. Poor job, crispy M&M's. Let's see if regular chocolate M&M's can do any better. I don't get the appeal. It's naff chocolate. Like M&M's, great marketing. Everyone thinks about M&M's. They're all over the world. But it is naff chocolate. Bad. Not as bad as the other ones, but still weak. Final one on the list, guys. It's the one you've all been waiting for. The peanut M&M. Oh, that's the worst so far. Why would you do that to peanuts? I can't get it out my mouth. The shell on M&M's sucks. And they've wrapped that around peanuts, the worst nut. And then ruined it with chocolate? Not a fan. Peanut butter M&M's. Who invents this stuff? Like, America, what is wrong with you? Why do you put peanuts in everything? Souring my refined British palate. Galaxy, rocking it here with the minstrels. A better shell than the M&M. Minstrels are very sweet. They're difficult to enjoy in a mass quantity. Which is good that it says on their advertising, share them with your friends. I would rather have a dairy milk. They're just a solid B tier chocolate, I think. A fan favorite. From Milky Way, the Magic Star. Interesting chocolate. Tasty, sweet, slightly sickly but refreshing. Not wrapped in an unnecessary shell like M&M's or Minstrels. B tier. High in the B tier. Giant buttons. Solid chocolate. Dairy milk. In button form. This has reminded me how good dairy milk is. Magic Stars, I'm sorry, but you're not as good as dairy milk. Chocolate buttons. A way of eating dairy milk in an enjoyable quantity. In fact, because it's so accessible, that goes where the Magic Stars went. That's good. Next, we're back to something with a little bit of casing. The Smarty. Now, people would argue Smarties are inferior M&Ms. I would argue the opposite. With M&Ms, the shell has no flavour apart from artificialness. Whereas for the Smarties, they're sweet. They're almost fruity-like. They have this childish playfulness to them that make the Smarties so good. Solid B tier. Next, we have some legends. Poppets. Chewy toffee. Covered in milk chocolate. This is not good for my teeth. I mean, none of this is, but this is especially not good for my teeth. Better than a Whisper Gold. More chewy than a caramel, which is nice. Better than that salted caramel. I think better than a Twix. They are good. Dark chocolate and mint. Now we're talking. Absolute pog. The one thing that lets Poppets down is the mint flavour just isn't strong enough. In fact, they've nailed the dark chocolate. But the mintiness just doesn't hit as well as it could have done. I think it's slightly under crunchy. These are the better Poppets for sure. The green ones. Next up, guys, was something a lot of you may not have heard of. It's the Munchie. Munchies are interesting. A bar of square-shaped chocolatey munchiness. Clues in the name. A little bit like Rolos. They're as delightful as Poppets, I think. And less chewy. But in a real-world scenario, the chewiness of the Poppet means it lasts longer. It's good. It's tasty. Munchies, slightly below. Still a good chocolate. Wow, Sam Lane saying Rolo is S tier. Bold statement. The thing with Rolos is Nestle absolutely nailed it with the caramel. They make Munchies, but the caramel in Munchies is just runny and creamy. Whereas in Rolo, it's runny, creamy, and also gets stuck in your teeth at the same time. It is a good caramel. And it's a flavor you want stuck in your teeth. It's not like granulated peanuts that get stuck and taste like crap. This is good, but they are A tier. And finally, for the assortment category, is something that's impossible to rate. It's Revels. Now, I saw a really funny moment with Ludwig, where he had a Revel and said, Revel tastes like this. And then Cutie Cinderella had a Revel, and she was like, no, they taste like this. And then Slime tried one, and he was like, no, they taste like this, a bit like... What they didn't realize is Revels are a mixture of different things assorted in a bag. There are toffee Revels. There are raisin Revels. There are coffee-flavored Revels. It's a wild card. And for that reason, I can't rate them. I cannot rate the Revels, because Revels are inconsistent. Therefore, Revels are unrateable. So, this final category of chocolatey goodness, chocolate that just is strange, after eights. Typically an after-dinner treat with coffee, dark chocolate infused with mint. It's like the Poppets, but in a much more refined, British way that makes it easily top of A tier. Jankiest logo of all time. The Topic Bar. Milk chocolate, hazelnuts, soft nougat, smooth caramel center. This is going to be garbage, I can already tell. It's like a Mars bar, but worse. It's literally in the nougat. Just pieces of hazelnut. It's a Mars bar with extra steps, but it's not as bad as M&M's. Most controversial chocolate bar of all time. The Bounty. Coconut and chocolate. If you like macaroons, you'll like Bounties. If you don't like coconut, you won't like Bounties. The thing about the Bounty is it's just what I need right now. When you've eaten this much chocolate, just something that isn't chocolate. Chewy. Surprising. Delightful. It's better than a Lion Bar, maybe. Lion Bar does too much. It's childish. It's juvenile. Wafer, peanuts, caramel. This is refined. Coconut and chocolate. This is what it means to be the top of the B tier. Refined. However, if the Bounty wasn't refined enough for you, say hello to its big brother, the Red Bounty. Dark chocolate and coconut. Now you know I like dark chocolate. Let's see if it complements coconut. The whole point of the coconut is it's light and refreshing, but then dark chocolate is a whole other level of indulgence. It's naughty. It's rich. It doesn't pair well with the coconut. That's a shame. I was rooting for this. I thought after the first Bounty I'd be like, yeah, this is going to win. This is going to break the A tier for the Bounty. And Team Bounty don't normally get a bit of love. Dark Chocolate Bounty, subpar. C tier. We're on to a classic British chocolate bar now. Fries. Something many of you have probably never heard of. Many of you kids have never even touched. The Fries Chocolate Cream. No idea what this is going to taste like. Is it minty? I don't know, but it's dark chocolate. And that gets me excited. Ooh! What is that smell? It's perfumous. What the heck is in this bar? I'm going to have to clear my palate and go for a second bite. That's unlike anything I've ever had before. It's just gooey. I thought it was going to be mint. Like, look at it. It's white gooiness. I know it's blurry, so apologies, but it's this gooey white center. Next up, though, we have the Fries Peppermint Cream. The green equivalent. Dark chocolate and mint is a high-tier combination. This is everything an After 8 should have been. In bar form. But I think the joy of the After 8 is you can choose how much you have. Same with the Poppets. So I think this is just slightly lower. But dark chocolate and mint, God combo. So solid. Cannot go wrong. It's Kinder! Interesting chocolate! Little tiny kids' treats. Now, Kinder is a fan favorite. Oh, it's so aromatically sweet. Kinder just know how to make a good bar. I don't know if many Americans will like this. It's this weird, almost empty milky center. I think it's easy A tier. It's good chocolate. It's a solid bar. But Kinder didn't stop with the bar. No. Kinder realized they had a secret weapon. My friends, we've been waiting for this one. People have been talking about it in chat all day. The Kinder Bueno. This is the scariest chocolate on the block. This makes Lindor quiver. Lindor and Bourneville are the only people that have managed to take S-tier seats for their refined, chocolatey flavor. However, Bueno, they went a whole other direction. You know how wafer is so good? Well, they decided to make pockets of wafer filled with hazelnut praline. Then, they take milk chocolate and drizzle dark chocolate over the top. It's so good. In fact, it's better than good. It is easily S tier. The best chocolate bar we've had so far. The Kinder Bueno. But wait. No. Gentlemen, ladies, Kinder Bueno went one step further. The Kinder Bueno White. If milk chocolate drizzled with dark chocolate wasn't your style, why don't you have white chocolate powdered with chocolate cocoa? Look at this! Same concept. Wafer and praline. Oh! It gave me goosebumps! Because it's not as rich. So the flavor of the wafer and the nut takes the lead on your palate. White Bueno is easily the king of any chocolate bar we've had today. Insanely strong and rich nutty flavor with such light, delicate wafer and such light, delicate just chocolate on the outside. Powdered. Not even solid, just powdered. That is how you make chocolate. There's 3 bars remaining in this wild card category. Can you guess what they are? We have the Malteser Teasers. The tastiness of Malteser put into a whole bar of chocolate. We have the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, which we're actually covering another bar, so it's actually 4 that remain. Next, we have a British classic, the Curly Whirly. And then finally, remaining on the list of exciting wildcard chocolate is another big hyped one in chat. The Dime Bar. This we're saving till the end because it is a sensation. So we'll start with the Malteser. Maltesers have a maltiness, but they're so airy. You just can't indulge the flavor. So what they do is they concentrate it into a single bar. and just give you the gloriousness of Malteser in a way that you just can't regularly consume. S tier. S tier indeed. Look at that. There it is. It's up there. Man. Beautiful. Next, something that I've never tried, but I've heard so many good things about. Reese's. You Americans love this stuff. I've never tried it. My friends used to always go to the international section in supermarkets to get their hands on Reese's before they became mainstream. Oh! Why does it smell of peanuts so strong? We've established this already. Peanut is not good. Oh. Has America done it? How? How did you make peanut delightful? It's like gooey, rich happiness encased in chocolate without the horrible granulated powderiness of peanut. It's so smooth. Tell me how you did this, America. They added sugar, clearly. Oh, it's so savory. They have more flavor than the Kinder. That's insane. A tier. Upper A tier. For those of you that don't know what a Curly Wurly is, let me just show you the anatomy of the Curly Wurly. It is a lattice of chocolate-coated caramel. Super thin, super chewy, but very creamy at the same time. The bar is just too long. There is too much Curly Wurly. And when you bite into it, the chocolate breaks away from the caramel, so it goes everywhere, like the flake. And the toffee is so obnoxiously chewy, you just wish you had poppets. It's a good bar. There is just some minor aesthetic details that stop it from being king of the caramel. And therefore, Curly Wurly falls just behind Poppets. The Dime Bar. Do you have this in the US? Does the Dime Bar exist? Because, my friends, Dime Bars are when God decided to enter the chocolate-making world. He saw what the Germans were doing with Kinder Bueno and thought, no. It's so Mercedes-Benz. It's so Audi. It's so overly refined, far too elegant. Science is why the Bueno is so good. Divine intervention is what makes the Dime Bar so good. Snap of hard caramel. That is the crunch of caramel. The caramel inside the Dime Bar is so rock hard that it crunches when you bite it. It is lightly salted with tiny, tiny granulated peanuts. I think. Let's just check. Ah, it's in a foreign language. I think it's peanuts. It's got something in here that's slightly salted. It's good. It's so good. Why? Just because it's caramel done right. It's caramel in a way that is so indulgently blissful, with an inside that's so crisp and so delightful that you just cannot compare it to anything else. What made Lindor so good is the surprisingly unique coldness that comes when you bite into a Lindor. What made Bueno's so good was the hazelnut softly taking you to somewhere that chocolate can't normally take you. Well, this, the Dime Bar, says no. We're meant to be sweet and salty hard and crunchy. A good mouthful of chocolate in a way that just tastes so good. Dimeball, S tier, king of the hill. It is the best chocolate bar on the market, without a doubt. It's just so good. If you've never had a Dimeball, go order them. They are good. But I'd be lying if I said we were finished. Because there is one more thing that remains on this list. I was gonna rate the Kinder Surprise, but it's just a Kinder bar with extra steps. One thing I missed off was a chocolate bar we haven't tried yet, and a wild card pick that is supposedly the king of all chocolate. So let's start with the chocolate bar. A legendary chocolate bar. Their adverts tell you it's meant to be sexually and sensually smooth, like no other bar on the market. Minstrels are good, but the casing ruins it. We've tried Dairy Milk, and I've tried Nestle's equivalent, the Yorkie. I liked them. I said the Yorkie was better. Does the Galaxy bar hold up? Some people love this stuff. Good crisp bite. I like it. Now, when I rated the Yorkie, I said it was rich and slightly sickly afterwards. But the rich, deep chocolatey flavour redeemed it, making it better than the Dairy Milk. The Dairy Milk is the standard for chocolate. Galaxy decided, yeah, we're going to be sickly like a Yorkie on the aftertaste, but without the robust chocolatey flavour. It's just sugary chocolate. Not as good as people make it out to be. Get in the bin, Galaxy. You are a C-tier bar. Sorry, Galaxy. So what's this one chocolate I was on about? If the Dime Bar is divine intervention into the chocolate industry, what is the one chocolate that is supposedly better than any other piece of chocolate ever made? My friends, let me introduce you to something known as the Golden Experience. Ferrero Rocher. This is something next level, supposedly. If you thought Buenos were good, and Dime Bars contained divine intervention, some posh snob decided a Kinder Bueno wasn't good enough, so they decided to encase it in a little cupcake tray, wrap it in golden tinfoil, and for some reason, it works. Look at this. Even though it looks like something that might come out the back of your dog, it's actually encased in this little decoration of sprinkled hazelnut inside a wafer, and inside that is a gooey hazelnut praline core. Bueno is refreshing, but this takes that refreshing taste and makes it refined and indulgent. If you think Bueno's nice, try Ferrero Rocher, the grown-up Big Daddy version of the Kinder Bueno. So tell me, is the Ferrero Rocher better than the Dime Bar? Well, the answer is simple. Where will it go as it rises its way up the tier list? Is the Ferrero Rocher S tier? Yes, it is. Is it better than the Malteser's teasers? Easily. Is it better than Bourneville? Different things for different folks. But I have to say, refreshing hazelnut, made in an indulgent way, it beats dark chocolate. Is it better than Lindt? Absolutely. It's an upgraded version of the Kinder Bueno. Yes. So, is it better than the Dimeball? Hard caramel encased in chocolate with a crunchy deliciousness that cannot compare to any other chocolate bar on the market. Is Ferrero Rocher deserving of the top spot on the tier list? Some are saying Dime is better. Others saying, hell yeah, go Ferrero Rocher. Well, I'm afraid the Dime Bar takes it. I'm sorry, lovers of Ferrero Rocher. It's not your win today. The Dime Bar is the king and divine prince of all chocolate. Hail Dime Bar! It tastes so damn good. But wait, there's one thing that I didn't try. From Cadburys. What's this? The Cadburys Eclair. You know how I liked the Poppets because they were chewy? There's too much of this in Eclairs. In fact, it's worse than Smarties, worse than Magic Stars, better than Minstrels. Yeah. Dime wins.